Good afternoon and welcome to Legal Corner with Sabi. Once again, we meet, and as usual, may I put a disclaimer that whatever we're discussing today is not extensive legal advice. If you need any further legal advice, you're welcome to approach attorneys such as C. Tai Attorneys. This is Clementina Tai Attorneys. You can find them on Facebook. They are C. Tai Attorneys Inc. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on www.ctattorneys.co.za. I know that they are legal experts in terms of different aspects of law, such as family law, especially on the topic that we're going to deal today. Today we're going to speak about maintenance. To be specific, we're going to speak about child maintenance. You're probably wondering, look, my partner or my ex-partner is employed. Why do I need to pay child support if I don't stay with the children? Or why do I need to be the one paying for child support and they are not? Let us jump straight into it. In terms of South African law, the Maintenance Act 99 of 1998 prescribes and is the legal framework dealing with child maintenance. Child maintenance is in the form of financial support to the children, and who owes or who must pay the child support. In terms of the law, a biological parent of the child, an adoptive parent of the child, and as far as the grandparents of the child may be required to pay child support in different instances. What does maintenance cover? Specifically, child maintenance is supposed to cover proper living and upbringing of the child, which really includes food, clothing, and housing, medical care, educational expenses, and other reasonable expenses. May I emphasize on reasonable? Half the time, parents, the parent who is claiming maintenance on behalf of a child sometimes would go and exaggerate their claim and wonder why the court is not in agreement with the claim they are making. The court looks at what is known as reasonable expenses of the child. For how long do I pay for this child maintenance, you may ask? The child's maintenance is paid for up to until the child is able to maintain themselves. So if your child is reaching the age of 18 and they are still studying, you will still have to continue to make payments towards their maintenance. For example, if your child has disabilities or is a child with special needs, you may find that the court orders that payment of maintenance continues to the length of that child's life. And that's the case, viewers at home. So be prepared that if the child goes to university, your obligation in terms of paying maintenance may be extended if that child does not get any specific funding towards their education. The application process is not so easy. That is why you may at some point need an attorney. What the court looks at is your application documents, their birth certificates and other documents relating to this child, the proof that you as a parent that's applying on behalf of a child, you are unable to support this child. So what happens is that they will request your banking confirmations to look at your expenses and to look at your income versus your expense in comparison to the expenses and income of what is known as the defendant. This will be the person or the parent from which you are claiming maintenance. The maintenance application is done at the magistrate courts in South Africa. It can be taken to as far as the High Court if there are disputes in relation to child maintenance. So a lot of parents say, I wouldn't pay maintenance because I don't have access to the child. May I emphasize that those are looked at as separate issues in terms of our law. So you cannot claim that you refuse to pay child maintenance or to support your child financially merely on the grounds that you don't have access. So should you encounter a situation where you don't have access, or the other parent who has custody and primary care of this child does not allow you access to the child, you will have to approach the court on a separate application to enforce your rights to the access to this child, visitation rights, custody, and all of that. So you can't lump those claims together. You cannot use it as an excuse to not pay child support, the fact that you don't have access to this child. Other people have queries such as, the issue of questionable paternity. If you are having a concern that this child may not be yours in terms of paternity, you are welcome to approach the court and raise an application for confirmation of paternity in the interim while you are going through the maintenance application at court. This is done differently. It's where you approach the lab and you get access to the DNA of the child in comparison to yours. That is a totally separate legal issue which must be attended to separately. So as I repeat again, you can't lump it together with the issue of maintenance. Until the next episode, thank you so much for watching. You are welcome to contact CTI attorneys should you need further clarity in terms of this process of child maintenance and all its obligations. Thank you, viewers at home.